The price of greatness is responsibility. Winston Churchill. Have you ever wondered why the journey of the chosen ones is so incredibly difficult? Why it feels as though the weight of the world rests on your shoulders? You, the ones who feel an inner calling to something greater. You who have tasted the fleeting sweetness of spiritual clarity, only to be thrown into the fire of trial and doubt. This video is for you, and for you alone. If you've ever struggled with a sense of failure, of falling short, of missing the mark, this message is not just something you need to hear. It could change everything for you. But listen carefully. If you are not one of the chosen ones, this may not resonate with you. You can move on. This is not your message, not your time to learn. But if you feel something deep inside you, a whisper or a roar in your soul that tells you, yes, I am meant for something more, then stay with me. Because what I'm about to share could shift your entire perspective on what it means to fail and what happens when a chosen one falls. The spiritual journey of the chosen ones being chosen is not a title. It's a responsibility. It is not a blessing in the simple sense of fortune, but a calling that requires the soul to endure trials, tribulations, and often a sense of deep isolation. You are not ordinary. Your purpose, your mission, whatever name you give it, is unlike that of others. You carry the weight of a divine blueprint that was set in motion long before you were even born. And with that comes both power and burden. But here's the truth that many will not tell you. Failure is inevitable. Failure is not the enemy. It's not a sign of weakness, nor a sign of rejection from the divine. If you are the chosen one, you will fail. And if you haven't failed yet, it's only a matter of time. The path is hard, the tests are many, and sometimes in the face of our greatest purpose, we stumble, we fall, we question everything. What happens when the chosen ones fail? There is a misconception in spiritual circles that those who are called to greatness, those who are destined for purpose, should somehow be flawless. But that is a falsehood, a dangerous lie. Chosen ones are human too. They are souls on a journey, just like you. And failure is not the end of their story. Failure is often the beginning of a deeper transformation. Now, I want you to listen closely. If you felt like you've failed, or you're currently in the midst of a failure, it doesn't mean that your purpose has been revoked. It means you are at a turning point. But this is where so many stumble. The challenge lies in how the chosen ones rise from that failure. The question is not, what happens when you fail? The true question is, how do you rise again? If you've ever asked yourself, why me? Why does it feel like everything I try falls apart? You are not alone. The chosen ones are not immune to the storms of life, but how they weather those storms is what sets them apart. This video is dedicated to you, the ones who feel that soul-deep calling, the ones who carry a purpose that's too big for the world to fully understand. You may have stumbled, you may have faltered, but this is your opportunity to rise, to reclaim your mission, to reconnect with your higher self. If you are one of the chosen ones, this message will speak to you like nothing else. And if you watch this video all the way through, I promise you, your understanding of failure will shift in a way that will forever change the trajectory of your spiritual journey. So if you are ready to uncover the truth behind failure and what happens when the chosen ones fall, stick with me. Let's walk this path together. Stay with me. This is just the beginning. For you, Chosen One, the lessons ahead are not just words. They are tools that will empower you, guide you, and help you rise stronger than before. Now, fasten your seatbelts as we will explore this question. What happens when the chosen ones fail? The role of the chosen ones. When we talk about the chosen ones, we aren't referring to an arbitrary title or something that makes you better than others. To be chosen is a call to serve a greater purpose, one that transcends personal desires. The chosen ones are souls who are called to carry out a mission that's greater than themselves, one that involves both great responsibility and incredible transformation. To be chosen means to hear an inner call, a pull that you can't easily shake. It's a spiritual awakening, one that makes you aware of your unique purpose in the world. This awareness often comes with a deep, lingering sense of being different or out of place, something you've likely felt from a young age. You might not have fully understood it then, but you always knew you weren't here just to live an ordinary life. You were meant for something greater. The path of the chosen ones is not about privilege or recognition. It is about responsibility. You are not chosen to live an easy life. You are chosen to step into a purpose that demands everything from you: your heart, your soul, your courage. It's a path full of obstacles, challenges, and constant spiritual evolution. The burden of being chosen. Being chosen is not about gaining power or special status. It's about carrying a weight that others do not see. The chosen ones are burdened with a sense of destiny. From the moment you feel that pull, you are aware that your life has a deeper meaning, but it's not always clear what that meaning is. The world asks a lot from you because it knows your soul is capable of answering the call. However, this path can be lonely. You may experience isolation as your journey often requires you to separate from the ordinary world. Friends and family might not understand the spiritual battles you face. You might even begin to question whether you're truly ready for the responsibilities that come with being chosen. It can feel overwhelming, especially when the world around you seems focused on superficial goals, while you are pulled towards something deeper and more profound. But here's the truth. The loneliness is part of your initiation. You cannot fulfill your mission if you are distracted by things that do not align with your higher purpose. In this sense, being chosen can feel like a burden because it asks you to give of yourself in ways others are not asked to give. But it also pushes you toward a higher version of yourself. It calls you to grow, evolve, and become the person you are destined to be. This is why many chosen ones find themselves facing trials that others might never encounter. These are not punishments. They are the tests that refine your spirit. Awakening to the call. The awakening process of the chosen ones is often gradual. It doesn't always happen with a grand event or a loud revelation. Instead, it begins as a subtle feeling, a whisper in the heart, a deep knowing that there is something more. As this inner knowing grows stronger, so too does the desire to align with your higher purpose. For some, this awakening feels almost like a spiritual nudge, a gentle push that tells you, this is not your home. There is more you are meant to do. It could start with small synchronicities, strange coincidences, or an overwhelming feeling of being pulled in a particular direction. Over time, this whisper becomes louder until you can no longer ignore it. You might experience moments of deep introspection where you feel called to step away from what you once considered normal and towards something greater, more meaningful. But here's the challenge. Awakening to your calling isn't always easy. It can be uncomfortable, especially when you begin to realize that answering this call will change everything. The chosen ones are often faced with a choice. Will they step into the unknown, or will they resist the pull of their higher purpose? The struggles of the chosen ones. The path of the chosen ones is not a smooth one. It's filled with struggles, doubts, and sometimes painful losses. Many chosen ones experience periods of intense inner conflict, moments where they question their worth, their abilities, or even their sanity. These struggles are part of the journey, designed to refine you. They force you to confront your deepest fears, your insecurities, and your limitations. These challenges often take the form of setbacks or failures. You might find yourself in situations that make you doubt whether you are truly meant for greatness. You may face failure after failure, and the weight of it can be crushing. But failure is not the end. It is an essential part of your transformation. The trials you face are shaping you into the person you need to become to fulfill your purpose. The chosen ones are not immune to pain, but through this pain, they are sculpted. Every challenge, every trial is a lesson in resilience, in growth, in stepping beyond the confines of the ego. The greater purpose of the chosen ones. Your role as a chosen one is not just about personal growth or spiritual awakening. It's about serving the collective. The calling you feel is not only for your own benefit, but for the healing and elevation of the world around you. When you rise to meet your purpose, you help others rise with you. Your transformation becomes a beacon of hope, a living example that others can follow. Your path is not just your own. It is part of a greater spiritual web that links you to all beings. Your struggles, your healing, your growth become the light that illuminates the way for others to follow. The chosen ones are not just here to lead, they are here to teach. You show others that transformation is possible, even in the face of great adversity. Your life becomes a testament to the power of rising above fear, doubt, and failure. You carry the message that even in the darkest times, there is a path forward. Your role, while intensely personal, is also deeply communal. By embracing your calling, you contribute to the greater spiritual awakening of humanity. This is the essence of being chosen. You are not just here for yourself. You are here for the world. The impact of failure on the chosen ones. Failure is often seen as something to avoid. It's associated with a loss of reputation, a blow to the ego, or even an existential crisis. But for the chosen ones, failure has a far more profound role. It doesn't just impact their life in the way that it affects others. It becomes a catalyst for their spiritual evolution, their awakening, and ultimately their fulfillment of purpose. For the chosen ones, failure is not simply an event. It is an experience, one that shapes the very essence of who they are. When they fail, they don't just learn from it, they are transformed by it. It is through failure that the chosen ones encounter their greatest lessons, their deepest wounds, and their most significant growth. But how exactly does failure impact the chosen ones? The answer to this question isn't simple, but it is essential for understanding the spiritual journey they are on. The humbling effect of failure. One of the most immediate impacts of failure on the chosen ones is that it humbles them. In a world that often celebrates success and perfection, failure serves as a reminder that no one is invincible, not even the chosen ones. It strips away the illusion of control, the false sense of certainty that many spiritual seekers have when they first begin their journey. When you fail, you are forced to confront the fragility of your own human experience. You see that no matter how much wisdom you've gained, no matter how deeply you've connected with your spiritual truth, there are still things you cannot predict. Still moments when you will stumble. Still places where you will fall short. This humbling effect is important because it keeps the chosen ones grounded. It keeps them from falling into arrogance or the trap of thinking they have it all figured out. Spiritual maturity is not about perfection, but about learning to navigate life's challenges with grace, humility, and wisdom. Failure teaches the chosen ones that they don't have all the answers and that their path will always require surrender. Surrender to the unknown, surrender to divine timing, and surrender to the reality that they are human. The invitation to deepen one's faith. Another powerful impact of failure on the chosen ones is that it invites them to deepen their faith, not just in themselves, but in the universe, in their soul's mission, and in the divine plan. At first, failure can make the chosen ones question everything. When the road seems blocked, when things don't unfold as they expected, they might feel like they've lost their way. The natural human instinct is to doubt, to wonder if they misinterpreted the signs, or if their path is nothing more than an illusion. But this is precisely where the lesson lies. The chosen ones are asked to trust in the unseen. They must trust that the universe has a larger plan for them, even when it feels like the plan is unclear. Every failure pushes them to let go of their attachment to outcomes and trust that whatever happens, they are exactly where they need to be. Failure, in this sense, is an invitation to go deeper into their faith. It's an invitation to surrender to the divine timing of their life. It challenges the chosen ones to stay committed to their higher purpose, even when the external circumstances don't match the vision they hold in their minds. This process of deepening faith doesn't happen overnight. It takes time and patience. But over time, the chosen ones learn that failure is not a sign that they are off course. Rather, it is a part of the journey that will ultimately bring them closer to their soul's mission, the emotional and spiritual pain of failure. For the chosen ones, failure brings not only emotional pain, but spiritual pain. This pain isn't just disappointment or frustration. It's a deep, soul-level ache that feels like a misalignment with the divine. The chosen ones have a heightened sensitivity to the spiritual realm, and when they fail, it often feels like they are failing their higher self, their soul's mission, or the divine forces that called them in the first place. This spiritual pain can be excruciating. It's the pain of feeling lost, the pain of wondering if they've missed their true purpose, the pain of questioning their worthiness. Failure, for the chosen ones, often hits them harder because they know deep down that they are meant to do something bigger than themselves. When they fall short, they feel like they've let down not only themselves, but the greater purpose they are meant to serve. But this pain is not something to avoid. The chosen ones are called to embrace it and use it for their own transformation. Spiritual pain is a form of purification. It helps strip away attachments, false beliefs, and illusions. It forces the chosen ones to confront their shadow and, ultimately, to heal. In time, this emotional and spiritual pain can become a source of wisdom. The chosen ones learn that their worth is not defined by their successes or failures, but by their commitment to the path. And they come to realize that the deepest growth often comes from the moments of greatest struggle. The power of resilience and growth. Perhaps one of the most significant impacts of failure on the chosen ones is the development of resilience. Failure, by its very nature, tests one's ability to persevere. When the chosen ones experience failure, they have two choices: to give up or to rise again. The chosen ones don't quit. They rise. Resilience is the hallmark of the chosen ones. Each failure gives them the opportunity to come back stronger, wiser, and more determined than ever. It is through resilience that the chosen ones build their spiritual muscle, the strength to keep going even when it feels like everything is working against them. Failure doesn't defeat them. It teaches them to become more resourceful, more adaptable, and more in alignment with their true purpose. In the process, they develop a sense of self-trust and inner strength that makes them more capable of facing whatever comes next. The role of failure in expanding consciousness. Failure also plays a crucial role in expanding the consciousness of the chosen ones. Every time they encounter failure, they are confronted with a choice: to stay in their limited perception of reality or to expand their understanding of life, the universe, and their place in it. The chosen ones learn that failure is not a sign of spiritual inadequacy. It's a sign that they are pushing beyond their comfort zone, beyond the familiar, and into new territory. This is where true spiritual growth happens, in the uncomfortable, in the unknown. Every failure is an opportunity for the chosen ones to expand their consciousness, to shed old paradigms, and to embrace new ways of thinking, being, and creating. The impact of failure, then, is not just personal. It is cosmic. It accelerates their soul's evolution, helping them step into greater levels of awareness and connection to the divine. Failure, when viewed through this lens, becomes a tool for spiritual awakening, a necessary part of the journey. For the chosen ones, failure is not something to be feared, avoided, or resisted. It is an essential part of their journey. Every time they fail, they are given the opportunity to grow, to rise, and to become more aligned with their true purpose. Through failure, they are humbled, their faith is deepened, and their resilience is strengthened. Failure brings emotional pain, but it also brings healing, transformation, and wisdom. Failure, in the grand scheme of things, is not the opposite of success. It is the foundation upon which true success is built. The chosen ones know this. They understand that their mission is not about avoiding failure, but about learning to rise after every fall. It is through this process of rising that they fulfill their divine purpose and step into their highest potential. Lessons learned from spiritual failures. Spiritual failure is something that many of the chosen ones will inevitably face. It's a part of the process of growth, learning, and eventual mastery. As much as the path of the chosen ones can be one of profound insight and transformation, it's also marked by moments of doubt, mistakes, and even missteps. These failures, however, are not to be feared or avoided. They are, in fact, some of the most powerful teachers on the spiritual journey. Through failure, the chosen ones are offered sacred lessons that mold their souls and prepare them for the higher purpose they are meant to serve. So, what can the chosen ones learn from their spiritual failures? The lessons may not always be obvious in the moment of pain or disappointment, but over time, they become clearer. These lessons shape their path and help them step into their divine calling with greater wisdom and understanding. Let's explore some of the key lessons learned from spiritual failures. The impermanence of setbacks. One of the most important lessons learned from spiritual failure is the realization that setbacks are not permanent. In moments of failure, it's easy to feel as though your dreams, your mission, or your sense of purpose has come to an end. But the truth is, failure is never a final destination. It is always a temporary state. Spiritual failures have a way of creating emotional turbulence. You may feel lost or disillusioned, and at times it may seem like the entire journey is futile. But impermanence is a universal law. Just as the seasons change, so do the circumstances of our lives. Failures may appear to block our progress, but they are temporary obstacles meant to redirect, refine, or reshape our path. With patience and trust in divine timing, setbacks will eventually give way to breakthroughs. The chosen ones learn that they are never truly defined by failure. The soul is eternal, and the journey, though sometimes filled with hardship, will ultimately unfold as it was meant to. Spiritual failures teach you that the dark night is always followed by the dawn. This understanding builds resilience, teaching the chosen ones that even in moments of deep failure, hope and forward movement are always possible. The need to surrender control. A common theme among spiritual failures is the tendency to hold on to control. The chosen ones often feel the weight of their mission so deeply that they try to force outcomes, push for success, or control how things should unfold. But failure teaches a crucial lesson. Control is an illusion. Spiritual failure often comes when the ego takes over, believing it knows better than the universe. The chosen ones may push themselves to meet a specific vision of success, only to find that their efforts fall short. In these moments, the universe is not rejecting them. It is redirecting them. The lesson is one of surrender. Surrender to the flow of life, to divine timing, and to the wisdom of the higher self. Spiritual failure often reveals that the most powerful thing the chosen ones can do is let go. By releasing attachment to the outcome, they learn to trust in something greater than themselves, and they begin to understand that their path may look very different from what they originally imagined. True power comes not from forcing things into place, but from aligning with the divine flow and allowing the universe to guide them. Surrendering control doesn't mean giving up. It means letting life unfold naturally and trusting that the right opportunities will arise at the right time. The importance of inner alignment. Another crucial lesson learned through spiritual failure is the need for inner alignment. The chosen ones are constantly learning how to tune into their true purpose. When they fail, it's often a sign that they've strayed from their authentic path, or that they are out of alignment with their soul's mission. Spiritual failure teaches the importance of checking in with your inner self. Are you acting out of alignment with your deepest truth? Are you following the path that feels authentic to your soul? Or are you trying to meet external expectations or pressures? Through failure, the chosen ones learn that true success doesn't come from achieving external goals. It comes from staying in alignment with the highest truth within. Alignment means living from a place of integrity, where your actions, words, and choices are all rooted in your deepest spiritual values. When the chosen ones stray from this alignment, failure serves as a powerful signal to return to their true essence. The lesson here is clear. Success comes not from forcing things to happen, but from aligning your actions with your highest calling. Spiritual failures are not signs of weakness. They are invitations to realign with your inner truth, the necessity of patience and timing. Patience is often the hardest lesson learned through failure. The chosen ones are often driven by a sense of urgency. They feel the weight of their mission and want to accomplish it swiftly. However, Spiritual failure often arises from impatience or the tendency to rush the process. In our fast-paced world, it's easy to forget that spiritual growth takes time. The process of transformation, awakening, and alignment is not something that can be rushed. The universe works on its own timeline, and when the chosen ones try to force things to happen prematurely, they often face failure. Spiritual failure teaches the chosen ones that everything unfolds in its right time, and that sometimes the delays, obstacles, and setbacks are part of the divine orchestration of their lives. Through failure, the chosen ones learn the value of patience. They learn to trust the timing of their journey, even when the results aren't immediately visible. Patience builds strength. It teaches surrender, trust, and faith in the divine process. The chosen ones learn that the best things in life are often worth waiting for, and that failure is simply a pause that allows for greater clarity and wisdom. The value of compassion and self-forgiveness. Perhaps one of the most important lessons learned from spiritual failures is the importance of self-compassion and self-forgiveness. The chosen ones are often their own harshest critics. They set high expectations for themselves, and when they fall short, they can be unforgiving. However, spiritual failure invites them to practice kindness toward themselves. When the chosen ones fail, it's easy to fall into self-doubt, guilt, and self-blame. They may feel as though they are unworthy of their mission or incapable of fulfilling their purpose. But failure teaches them that it's okay to stumble. Failure is a part of being human, and it's through these imperfections that we learn and grow. The chosen ones learn that self-forgiveness is not just a spiritual practice. It's essential for their evolution. Compassion for oneself allows for healing. It allows them to release the emotional burden of failure and move forward with a lighter heart. This lesson in compassion extends to others as well. The more the chosen ones forgive themselves, the more easily they can extend that same grace to others, creating a ripple effect of healing and love. The power of resilience. Lastly, spiritual failure teaches the chosen ones the true power of resilience. Failure is not the end of the road. It is simply a part of the journey. It is through failing and rising again that we develop resilience. Each time the chosen ones face failure, they are given the opportunity to become stronger, wiser, and more steadfast in their commitment to their soul's mission. Through failure, they learn that the most important thing is not how many times they fall, but how many times they rise. Resilience is the key to spiritual strength. The chosen ones discover that failure is not a roadblock. It is a stepping stone. They learn to embrace failure not as something negative, but as a vital part of their growth process. Resilience allows them to face each failure with greater courage and faith, knowing that their mission is still intact and they are one step closer to fulfilling it. How to rise again? After failure. Failure is not the end. It is the beginning of something greater. For the chosen ones, spiritual failures are not simply moments of setback. They are the starting points of transformation. Every time you face failure, you are given the opportunity to rise again, stronger, wiser, and more aligned with your higher purpose. The ability to rise after failure is one of the most profound skills the chosen ones must cultivate. It is through this process of rising that you fulfill your mission and step into your true power. But how do you rise after failure? It's not always easy, and it's not always immediate. The process requires patience, self-compassion, and a deep trust in the divine timing of your life. Let's explore how the chosen ones can rise again after failure. using spiritual principles and practices that support healing, growth, and rebirth. Accept the reality of failure. The first step in rising again is accepting failure as a natural part of life. The chosen ones often feel as though failure is a sign that they are not on the right path or that they have somehow failed their higher calling. But the truth is, failure is not an indicator of your worth or your potential. It is a sign of growth, a lesson to be learned, and an essential part of your journey. To rise after failure, you must first let go of the resistance to it. Acceptance is key. When you resist failure, you remain stuck in the emotional turbulence of frustration, shame, or regret. But when you accept it as a part of your spiritual evolution, you open the door to healing. You acknowledge that every failure is an opportunity to learn, to shed old layers of the ego, and to realign with your true self. Remember, failure is not the end of your path. It is a necessary chapter in the story of your soul's journey. Honor your emotions and heal failure often brings up intense emotions, disappointment, sadness, frustration, or even anger. These emotions are natural and should not be ignored. To rise again, the chosen ones must honor their feelings and give themselves space to heal. Suppressing or denying your emotions only prolongs the healing process. Instead, allow yourself to feel deeply. Give yourself permission to grieve, to release the pain, and to process your emotions fully. The emotional pain of failure is like a wound. It must be acknowledged and cared for before healing can begin. You can heal through journaling, meditation, prayer, or simply allowing yourself to cry. Acknowledge what you're feeling without judgment and give yourself the grace to go through the emotional ups and downs of recovery. Self-compassion is crucial here. Remember that you are human, and emotions are part of the human experience. Reconnect to your purpose. One of the most powerful ways to rise again after failure is to reconnect with your higher purpose. When the chosen ones face setbacks, it's easy to lose sight of the bigger picture. Failure can make you question your mission, your worth, and whether you're on the right path at all. In these moments, take a step back and reconnect with the vision that first inspired you. Remind yourself of why you started this journey in the first place. What was the calling that stirred your soul? What is the divine purpose that you are meant to fulfill? The chosen ones are not just following a career or a personal dream. They are following a soul mission. Reconnecting to your purpose gives you the strength and clarity to keep moving forward, even after failure. Your purpose is your anchor. It keeps you grounded and aligned, no matter how many times you fall. By refocusing on your mission, you remind yourself that failure is just a detour, not a dead end. It is part of the process of bringing you closer to fulfilling your divine calling. Learn the lesson and let go. Every failure has a lesson, and the chosen ones must learn that lesson in order to rise again. Failure is an opportunity to reflect and ask, what is this experience teaching me? It might be showing you where you've been out of alignment with your true self. It might be revealing a pattern of resistance, fear, or attachment that you need to release. Or it may simply be a sign that the timing wasn't right and that you need to trust in the process a little longer. Once you have learned the lesson, let go of any lingering attachments to the failure itself. This may involve forgiving yourself for perceived mistakes, forgiving others if necessary, and releasing any negative emotions or beliefs that are holding you back. Holding on to guilt, regret, or resentment only keeps you stuck in the past. To rise again, You must release the weight of past failures and allow yourself to move forward with a renewed sense of clarity and purpose. Cultivate patience and trust in divine timing. One of the hardest lessons to learn after failure is patience. The chosen ones are often highly driven individuals, filled with a sense of urgency to fulfill their mission and make an impact. However, failure teaches that divine timing is far more important than human timing. When you fail, it's easy to feel like you're running out of time or that you've missed an opportunity. But true growth, especially spiritual growth, takes time. The universe operates on its own timing, and sometimes setbacks are simply part of the divine plan that you cannot yet see. To rise again after failure, cultivate patience. Trust that the universe is always working in your favor, even when things don't unfold according to your own timetable. Trust that every delay is for a reason, and every failure is part of a greater cosmic plan. Remember, your soul's mission is unfolding exactly as it should. Trust the process, trust yourself, and trust in the divine timing of your journey. Take inspired action. Once you've processed your emotions, learned the lesson, and realigned with your purpose, the next step is to take inspired action. This is where you rise from the ashes of failure. Rising doesn't mean sitting still or waiting for something to happen. It means taking intentional steps forward, no matter how small they may seem. Taking inspired action means moving in the direction of your soul's calling, even if you feel uncertain. It's about following your intuition and trusting the guidance that arises. Inspired action doesn't come from the ego or the mind. It comes from your heart and your soul, and it always feels aligned with your true purpose. Start small if necessary. Sometimes just taking one small step can help you break free from the paralysis of failure and regain momentum. With each step you take, you build confidence and you reaffirm your commitment to your mission. Eventually, those small steps will lead to bigger leaps forward, and you'll find yourself moving with purpose once again. Embrace the power of resilience. The final key to rising again after failure is resilience. Life's challenges will come, but they are not meant to break you. They are meant to strengthen you. The chosen ones are called to embody resilience, the ability to rise after each fall with even more power, determination, and clarity. To cultivate resilience, remind yourself that failure is not permanent. It's part of the process. Every time you rise, you gain more strength and wisdom. Trust that, like a phoenix rising from the ashes, you too will emerge from the experience of failure transformed, stronger, and more aligned with your soul's purpose. Rising after failure is not just about bouncing back. It's about growing through it. It's about embracing the lessons, healing the wounds, and stepping forward with a renewed sense of purpose and power. The chosen ones are not defined by their failures. They are defined by their ability to rise time and time again. So, if you find yourself facing failure, remember, it's not the end. It's the beginning of a new chapter. Accept the experience, honor your emotions, learn the lessons, and take inspired action. Trust in the divine timing of your journey, and above all, keep rising. The world needs the fullness of who you are, and failure is just one step along the path to your greatest transformation. The power to rise and fulfill your mission. As we close this exploration of what happens when chosen ones face failure, let me leave you with this final truth. Failure is not your enemy. It is not something to fear or avoid. In fact, failure is one of your greatest allies on this sacred path. Every failure, every challenge, and every setback carries within it the seed of transformation. The journey of the chosen ones is not a straight line. It is a winding, unpredictable path full of highs and lows, victories and failures, growth and loss. But it is in the failures that your greatest lessons are learned. It is through the struggles that your soul is refined, your wisdom deepened, and your resilience built. Each time you rise from failure, you are elevated to a higher level of consciousness, clarity, and strength. So do not fear your failures. Do not let them define you. Remember, failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of the process that leads to success. It is the divine blueprint for your evolution. In fact, your soul's mission is never truly thwarted by failure. It is simply redirected, refined, and made stronger. When you fall, rise again. When you stumble, get up. When doubt clouds your vision, trust that your purpose is still unfolding, and every challenge you face is bringing you closer to it. You have within you an infinite well of strength, resilience, and wisdom. You have the power to rise again and again, no matter how many times you fall. You are the chosen one for a reason. Your path is sacred, and it is unfolding perfectly, even when it feels like failure is in control. Trust the process, honor your journey, and embrace the lessons along the way. You are destined for greatness, and no failure can ever take that away from you. Rise with courage, rise with love, and rise with the knowing that your mission is divine. The world is waiting for you, and the time to step into your full power is now. Thanks for watching till the end. If you found this video insightful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below, and let's continue to build a community of like-minded souls dedicated to spiritual growth and personal development. Stay blessed and continue shining your light. Until next time, thank you for being a part of Spirit Guide.